What is up, everyone? The Oz Commando here and the Decromancer.
Yes,
we will be reviewing Fuse. We've just finished doing a co-op playthrough, and I've also played a single player playthrough. So I think I have some good understanding of what the game was like playing single player and playing co-op. Yeah, co-op. We've jotted down some sort of ideas of what we dislike and like about the game. Now, the main problem that I had with the game personally was the music. I found that they used music in certain places that they shouldn't have. The main part was when they were trying to do like the only sad scene in the entire game with the girl, what's her name? Mei Lin. And they're sitting there, and she's about to die, and you just hear in the background, it's just horrible music. It really is. Something we disagree on, though, is the skill tree.
Yeah.
What do you think about this kid?
There's a lot of worthless skills in it, but the middle section of the skill tree, they're quite good.
No.
I found. Because they give you abilities.
I think they're all good. It's obvious that they were trying to do the middle skill tree the best. It's obvious that the middle parts were the best of the skill tree, but I still think they did a fair job of making you choose which one you wanted, either the top or the bottom, or even deciding between the middle.
Okay.
Like, you were still looking during the playthrough until you realised that the middle ones were the best. So I don't know. I just repeated that so many times. I think they did a good job with skill trees. The part that we mainly enjoyed were the fun co-op aspects. Like, they're big blockbuster moments in the game that just really make you feel as if you were there, and it's just so fun. It's like watching, like, similar to what I said in my rant video, it's similar to watching a Michael Bay film. You just sit there and it's just all these explosions and shit happen. It's just so fun. I enjoyed it. So that was one of the things I enjoyed about it. But the fact is, they repeated the levels so much. Like, how long were the levels generally?
Oh, like an hour.
To an hour and a half, you reckon?
Yeah, hour to an hour and a half. Ridiculous.
Like 6 levels, and it goes for like an hour and a half. There should be, especially from Insomniac, they have like 20 levels in each Ratchet & Clank game. They need more level variety. And weapon variety as well, that's another thing.
Yeah.
There's like, how many weapons is there? There's a submachine gun, an assault rifle, a pistol. Hold on, what have I said?
Sniper.
Yeah, have I said that? Oh, okay. I started to get scared. Submachine gun, assault rifle, sniper, and shotgun. Those are the 4 like primary weapons.
And then you've got your weapons that you have to fuse weapons.
Yeah, there's 4 fuse weapons, so that's 8, and then we've got the 2 pistols, and that's it. And then if you want to count like you've got like the minigun, I think they call it the behemoth, and then you've got the incinerator weapon, and then you've got the rocket launcher. So that's about 13 weapons in the entire game. Like, that's nothing. Oh, and fuse weapons. Okay. I mean, and the fuse grenades, which they count as a weapon. I don't, but so 14 or 13, depending on that. And that's nothing. Like, in Ratchet & Clank, they have, how many do they have? The lowest they've had is, I think, like 10 in Deadlocked, and they generally have around 15. And they're like creative weapons as well. They're not just a assault rifle or submachine gun. So I think they could have worked a little bit better on that.
They could have. And plus, you could hold 3 guns, which is, realistic, but I mean, they were horrible, like, damage-wise.
Yeah.
Like, at the start, they were alright, but as you progressed, you couldn't upgrade, really, with your weapons. You could, with the skill tree, but I mean, you'd add on, like, 2% damage. That's why the skill tree, 2% damage.
No, there was one that was like 15. At 15% to the Prowler, the Firefly, which was the automatic, and the pistol. I thought they were pretty good.
Yes.
What else is there? We played a couple games online for the Echelon mode, and the connections were horrendous. I'm not sure if it was just for us because we're in Australia. I'm not sure if they've fixed it, but it was awful. Like, literally, I'd got to melee someone, and I'd stand there for a couple minutes, and then fight. Not a couple minutes, a couple seconds.
Yeah.
No, more than that. Maybe 10 seconds. No, 5 seconds, 6 seconds. Yeah, around for the 5-6 seconds, and then I'd melee someone. And when I tried to go invisible, it took another 3, 4, 5 seconds, and then I'd go invisible. When I was trying to revive you, it took like 3, 4, 5 seconds, and then I revived you. It was just horrendous.
Yeah, and I tried climbing up a ladder, and someone froze right at the top of it, and I couldn't.
I don't think he froze. I think he just was
doing it on purpose. He wasn't even shooting.
Wasn't he?
He was just standing.
Wasn't
there.
it? Is he? I saw her shooting. I swear I saw her shooting. Anyway. So that's really all that we have. It's really all that we disliked and liked. Oh no, there was a couple more.
He was standing there changing his weapons over and over again.
This game to me, I really like the things that they did with it. Like, it feels like a combination of, if you've watched the opinions and rant video, it's like a combination of Borderlands and not Mass Effect. I take that back. It feels more, the mechanics feel a lot more like Gears of War than it does Mass Effect. It really does. I really enjoy that. And there was a couple unique things that they added. Like, I don't think I can think of a single game that's like that. I really can't.
Yeah. And I like the aiming for it. That's the only game where I can actually snipe people.
I don't know about the aiming. The aiming for me, it was hit or miss. The snipers I found were actually alright to use. Like, there was one sniper that for some reason, I always had a sniper when I was Izzy. I don't know why. I always kept changing and I always had a sniper. But I was doing alright with the sniper. I wasn't doing horrendous, like I usually do. And there was a elite feature in the game, which I've never seen in the game ever before, which was pretty good. We generally just kept to 2 characters. I was Dalton and Izzy, the medic and the tank. And you were...
Jacob and Niall.
Yeah. You never played as... You barely played as Niall, though. You were mainly as Jacob. And then when we went online, like, it completely switched.
Yeah, I used Izzy because I could...
And then I was using Niall.
I could throw a medic pack and then just heal and shoot everyone.
So it just shows you that the type of characters that we are. Like, we were both the guys mainly most of the time in the campaign. But in the Echelon, we focused more on the girls because they were better in that particular field.
Yeah.
So it really is good how it differentiates the characters and they're unique in different aspects of the game.
Yeah, because in the campaign it's more ranged.
Yeah.
Whereas in Echelon, it's more like
close combat.
Yeah. Whereas you can't go right in there, because you're dead.
Yeah. Apart from the bloody tanks, like when the tanks came up, I was just like, fuck that, you can deal with it. And I was taking out the enemies, trying to protect everyone while I was letting you 3 deal with the big guy, because I couldn't take him on. Yeah. I had a bloody shotgun and I was invisible. I gave up on that.
Yeah.
That's really it. I mean, it was split screen. Actually, that's another thing. I really enjoyed how they had split screen in the game instead of like a lot of games, like Dead Space, for instance. You couldn't do split screen. It's a 2-player game, but you can't have split screen. It's so stupid. But you can in this game, which is good.
Yeah.
And another thing as well, I remember here, I haven't tried this, but apparently you can have split screen and another split screen. So basically, if you have 4 friends, all you need is two copies of the game.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And you can all play with each other. I found that pretty cool.
That's what people do with Black Ops.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. I never play multiplayer on Black Ops. So that's basically it. That's really all we liked about the game. It was a fun game, I will admit. I did enjoy it. It does have a lot of flaws, but it's just a fun game. Borderlands has heaps of flaws. It's still an amazingly fun game. It just is. It's just how it is. It does get... I will admit, the levels and the music were the main 2 things I didn't like about the game. I must say. They were just... It just kept grinding. And the main part as well, the story, basically was told between the levels as well. So... say you finish one level, it'll tell you what the story is, and then what you're going to do, and then in the level, there's basically no story progression in the entire gameplay. It's mainly in those little cutscenes that you see it. Apart from that one level, we have to rescue that guy's father, Naya's father, Luther or something.
Yeah.
That was the only part where there was story in the actual gameplay and parts of the gameplay.
But he was a retard.
Yeah,
I would be down.
Like, he would never revive me.
He'd walk away.
Yeah. I would always crawl to him. I'd stand next to him and be like, fuck you, and just walk away. And then the times where I'm nowhere near him and I'm calling to someone else, he comes out of nowhere and revives me. So I found that quite weird, actually. But
Luther for you.
Yeah.
He's a cock.
And the game was generally was fun. Like, I really enjoyed the boss battles, even though they were repetitive and took a long time, especially that last one. But they did require you to think. Like, if you watch the last part of the playthrough, I'm not sure if I'm going to upload it or not yet, before or after the review. The last part of the story. We were having trouble with that last one, but we had to use strategy to beat him. Like, for instance, whenever he went up into the air, we figured out that he fires these lasers, so we always went behind barriers. I generally tried to stick to Dalton, and then when someone went down, or like you or one of the bots went down, I switched to Izzy and threw out the med beacon. And I'd usually keep using her weapon, because her weapon is definitely better for... Dalton's horrible against bosses. He has to get held close to them, and especially with those flying guys, you can't even touch them.
Yeah.
But I really just switched to Izzy. I'd use up all of hers apart from like 50 bullets, because it requires thing. And then Fuse, and I switched to Dalton and just getting close. So it's nice how we figured out some strategies on what to do with the characters and how to use them. I would have liked it, to be honest, if they let you level up the mag shield and like the other weapons. I think that would have been a really neat feature. Like maybe upgrade, like, because I really like the assault rifle, and during the end of the game I started to like the shotgun. And I wish that I could level up those two weapons more, because I felt like they were underpowered during the end section of the game. That's why I liked the shotgun, because it was a little bit, more damage to the enemies.
Yeah, and I wish they'd have like a skill that lets you project the mag shield.
Oh yeah.
Like a bit further range.
Yeah, that would have been nice. I didn't really use. I usually just held it. I really like just rebounding their bullets at them. I think that was really just satisfying, and I love doing that. That's why I was Dalton a lot of the time. I didn't really drop my shield. That's why I just ran in. I just ran in and was just trying to hit as many as I could. And then my highest, I think, was like 8. I like boom, and 8 people died, and I was just, oh yes.
I remember that.
Yeah. I liked Izzy's as well. Izzy was pretty good, but it takes a little while for Izzy and Naya before, well, especially Naya, because her warp thing, you pretty much have to kill them and then they warp. And with Izzy, you have to get them to like more like 1/3 or maybe 1/4 of their health before they crystallized. Mm-hmm. So that was really what we liked and disliked about the game.
Yeah.
Do you want to go through the actual score now? I'm just going to run through the score because we haven't discussed this yet, the score for the game. I'll run through, and from this score, just tell me what you think the game, in the boundaries you think it would be. So 1 is the worst game ever made. 2 is one of the worst games ever made, unplayable. 3 is near unplayable, but still possible to play. It's just unfun. It's just I don't suggest this to anyone. Yeah, I don't suggest this to anyone. I don't think that game is that. 4 is you're not going to have any enjoyment out of the game, but you can still play it. If people who like this game for like the movies or something, that's generally what I give movie games. I suggest this to you. 5 is a completely average game. Nothing new about this game. Some people like it, some people hate it. It's about average. Yeah. Which 6 is it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You might get some level of enjoyment out of it.
Had its moments.
Yeah. 7 is good. It's a good game. I suggest this to almost the majority of people. 8 is a fantastic game. I suggest this to again pretty much everyone. And 9 is outstanding game, pretty much game of the year. And 10 is best game ever made.
Yeah, Skyrim's the best game.
Oh my god. Alright, so out of that scale, what would you rate the game, and then I'll give my opinions on it.
Probably about 7, 6.5.
Really?
Yeah,
7, 6.5.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually planning on giving it a 6.5 as well.
Yeah, well done.
But after thinking about it, there are more flaws than there is, good things about the game.
Yeah,
but it still was a fun game nonetheless, and I think it does. I think everyone's about this generic thing is out of their minds, because it's not generic. It really isn't, and that's the main problem. People, because it came out in this particular time with all these other shooters, I think it got overshadowed, even though the time when they were developing this game, there wasn't many shooters. Like, there was really Call of Duty and Battlefield and Halo, that was it. And then all these other games started coming in. And and eventually in this year, which is if they didn't release it this year, then they were fucked, because in July you've already got like The Last of Us competing with you and Grand Theft Auto, and it comes up in September, and then after that you've got and you don't want to release it in that last quarter of the year, and especially with all these new consoles coming out. So I think they were really just fucked, and they had to release it now, but it was just too close to all the other shooter releases. So I think they just screwed themselves either way. But that's. Although I think I'd have to give the game a 6. I really do. I think it's a good game. It really is a good game. I had some really fun moments with it, but playing it solo, it was still fun. I really did. But you can see how drawn out and grindy the levels are when you're playing it in solo. Like with co-op, I had a ball playing the levels, but playing single player, I was just, oh my god, just finish this damn level already.
Yeah, and plus you had me to talk to.
I do?
You did.
What?
You had me to talk to while doing it.
Oh, yeah, for the second one, yeah. Yeah, so I think that's really my opinions. And we were more I suppose we were doing it on a hard, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I was thinking, because I was more, over-leveled for that, but we're doing it on hard. Alright, so thank you very much. Do you want to talk about anything else?
www.decomancer69.com.
.com. You don't have a website. It's like www.
Oh yeah, YouTube. www.youtube.com/Decomancer69.
Oh, are you 69?
Yeah. I'm 69.
Oh, I thought you were just Decomancer.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this review, please kill yourself. No, don't kill yourself.
That's
do
hard.
it. Yeah, do whatever. I don't know. Rate the video. Dislike the video. Lick the video. Lick your computer screens. I don't know. Do whatever you want to this video. But whatever you do, don't go to the Decrum. No. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Goodbye and have a good day.